Let me know if it's like really loud or anything. Anytime I switch the console that I'm playing on, I have to fuck around with the audio settings. So I hopped into this the other day to just kind of test it. I don't know if it's motion blur or what, but it seems more like ghosting or something. It has like a weird like blur when you move around, but it doesn't look like normal motion blur. I don't know if it's visible on your guys' end, but it looks a little weird on my end. Rayman Revolution. All right, I'll check it out. This is one of those games that it just starts you. No main menu first. Yes, it's all like blurry. It's weird.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning with the house.
Turn it up a bit.
Someone had put up a chain link fence, but it looked like I wasn't the first person to hop it.
Just trying to see what all the controls are. Camera control, normal, reticle. Okay. That was triangle. This looks like a family tree. To be honest, this looks like a PS3 game.
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms. Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately.
Oh, it has kind of almost like an amnesia type of like interact, where you grab the item and like pull it.
Since my brother Lewis's funeral. In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
I really like artistic choices like this with text that's cool. That's like a physical object in the game world instead of just subtitles. Makes it a little more interesting. I don't know if down here is the way. I feel like I maybe should have gotten the PC version of this. But this is free on PS Plus, so can't complain too much. Dead end? Okay. You're free to complain.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
I'm already intrigued.
The woods around the house have always been uncomfortably silent. As if they're about to say something, but never do.
The audio design is really good. Can already tell. Voice acting. Oh, I guess this is the other path.
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
What a house.
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words.
Milton Finch missing. What's up, Kroll? Good evening. Blah, blah, blah.
Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
Just a bit tired, I feel ya.
I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't.
Should try the other keyhole.
Looking in, I felt like the house itself had been waiting for me.
Hey, Shay, what's up? This is very creepy. This looks interesting. I've heard nothing but good things about this. So I predict it's gonna take us on a wild ride. Had some coffee, so I'll be awake in a bit. Nice. I know what I want to try. But I know you removed the... Yeah. Yeah, happy Saturday to you too. This game is a short one, so we're going to start the next game immediately after.
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
That's, good-ass home security.
The power had been turned off the night we left.
I like looking at video game bicycles to see, like, how accurate they are. Because I'm really into bikes. And, I love seeing, like, all the shortcuts they take in modeling a bike in a video game. How inaccurate they usually are. What's the next game? We're gonna spin. As soon as I'm done with this, we're gonna spin the wheel.
For the first time in years,
I love the way...
felt like I was home.
I love the way this story is being told.
But instead of a family, there were just memories of one. Like how only one restaurant would deliver to our house, so we had Chinese a lot.
Yeah, this game's only like 2
The
hours
table
long.
was still a wreck from the night we left. It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
I'm so curious to find out what happened.
My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home. Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth. Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank.
Can you guys hear it okay when she talks? Oh, that is awesome. Oh, I love that. I love that. Did you see that? The way the text went up the fireplace. So good. It's a good Chinese place, I bet, though. Only the best places have those style menus. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's how you know it's authentic. I really don't like this motion blur. Barbara. I have to actually like spin it with my
Great Grandpa Sven
the analog
built a
stick.
music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house.
See if we can open the front door. Oh.
My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
Oh, okay, that's her brother.
A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night.
Happened. Oh. Interesting. This thing drives me up the fucking wall.
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
Huh.
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
So mom was a movie star?
Edie's father, Odin, built the original house.
Barbara, 1944 to 1960.
Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it.
Wait, could I peep in the other one? Yes.
Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
Huh. Have a good alert, Crow. I can already tell that there's going to be some wild shit that happens later on. Can tell that this game is going to be a roller coaster. They always start calm like this, with a little bit of mystery. It's Molly.
Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947.
All right, this door is open.
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up.
Yeah, why is this
Louis
one
told me
not?
there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Oh, is that what my key is for? Yes.
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets.
Oh.
Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
Here we go.
From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan. But I had no idea what was behind that door. Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
Yeah, me neither. Molly Finch, diary.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat. The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it. My Halloween candy was all gone.
Ah.
I thought about eating Christopher, but
No.
I held back.
can't tell if this is supposed to be like...
I ate a lot of things that night.
like a horror game? Or what?
I kept eating and eating.
Toothpaste. Okay. Damn kids. You can drink out of the toilet too.
Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly,
Oh,
I was a cat. I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared. Mom and Dad didn't even look at me.
this is great. I don't really have to focus too much on the platforming. Kind of just guides me to where I need to go. Like when I jump. There you are. Okay, I'm here. You can hear the cat's little bell every time I jump.
And I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird.
Why?
I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
This is wild.
Rabbits.
Nice, got him. Circle of life, baby.
I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit.
Jesus.
Then I flew off to find something bigger. A mama rabbit. She was almost too big to carry.
So
I
brutal.
started choking, but I couldn't stop eating.
This is like a 5-year-old's diary.
Suddenly, I was a shark.
What? What is this?
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever.
Alright, looks like that's my prey.
I wanted fat, juicy seals.
What kind of like 5-year-old writes like that? Wanted fat, juicy seals.
I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good.
Jesus Christ.
Grabbed on tight. But I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
Okay, I'm controlling the tentacle now.
Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
Am I gonna murder a bunch of people?
I was big, but I moved real quiet.
Oh!
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
I like the way the text got pushed aside by the tentacle. I missed some dialogue there. It started to show up.
After the last passenger, I was still hungry.
Still hungry.
I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it. I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
Out the toilet. What's up,
I got
Earth?
closer and closer.
If I found this diary as a parent, I'd be terrified. She's either a genius or a serial killer in the making. She's the greatest fiction author of all time, and she's only like 4. Okay, I'm back in the bedroom.
All my stomach started growling,
All my stomachs.
and suddenly I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
A scary thing, but how many kids imagine that they're the scary thing? Instead of something like, oh, there's a scary thing under my bed.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
All right.
I got
Molly. 1937 to 1947. So she died when she was 10.
the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here before my mom sealed the doors.
There's the cat. Or a cat, I guess. Oh yeah, let's...
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories.
Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly.
Yeah, I guess
I
since
spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room.
the doors are sealed and stuff, I gotta...
Her room was like a museum.
I gotta get into these rooms a different way.
For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan.
Family curse.
On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house hoping to leave the curse behind.
He took his house on a boat?
But 40-foot waves
Oh,
off the coast of
Jesus.
Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edith, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
All right, we got Odin.
Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways. Edie knit me a new pair of gloves every year, just in time to replace the old ones. Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him.
Built 1937, Sven Finch.
One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity.
72-year-old woman refuses to evacuate because of, quote, a little forest fire.
I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time.
Okay, so I'm named after her.
Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious.
Huh.
Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother. When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed.
Nice.
She could have, but she didn't.
I love that. Is this a carpeted bathroom? It's like a shag carpet. At least
the only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife Kay left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace.
Yeah, I'll say. Oh, I need another key. There's a secret in the bathroom by Sven and Edie Finch. Oh, I guess same key.
There's a secret in this bathroom.
It's a pop-up book.
It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
Oh. Calvin Finch.
Ben gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished.
Oh, it's
He never put it
a
down.
dark room. Calvin Finch.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
I like this room. I wish I had a room like this when I was a kid. 1950 to 1961. These kids don't have a very long lifespan. Before I open the book and start that part of the story, just taking a last look around. Ah. Oh, this is probably where I go next. Man, this house has a lot of contraptions. Alright. That's probably the way to go next. Let me read the book. Or the note.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
Oh, each stick controls each
My
foot.
brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Oh no. Oh.
But that
I
day,
think I know what's about to
he
happen.
finally made up his mind to do it.
I think I know what's about to happen.
I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that,
I think I know.
I'm not gonna tell you again.
maybe if the wind hadn't picked up,
Oh no. I'm just
then
waiting
maybe
for
I'd
it.
still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother.
Yep. Once you go over, you can't stop.
That's the day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Okay, that wasn't like a brutal depiction like I thought it was gonna be.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
I think we all tried to do that as kids.
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
I thought we would see the kid like plummet.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
There's that way, there's this way.
Growing up,
Oh, we're
I
in
always
Barbara's
thought
room.
of Barbara as a child star. I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
Here we go. Dreadful Stories, guest starring Barbara Finch.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch.
This one's good.
As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw
Oh.
and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding, unwinding, until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
Interesting. I was just fucking around with that music
20
box.
minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
Oh, I'm controlling it.
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
Nice. They totally put that stack of cans there specifically for that.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
Yikes. Oh, there's the saw. Infamous Hookman killer.
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you're...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Uh-oh.
Walter, are you there?
Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Oh, shit.
Barbara turned, saw the hookman, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. And he was. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
That night, she played her part beautifully. Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned.
Yeah, get him. Yeah.
He wasn't moving, but
Or how do I get down there? Oh, here we go. Let's go fuck him up. And he's gone.
Had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was...
This is good. This is so good.
At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh no, who is it? Oh my god.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life.
Let's go.
I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter, hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear.
What?
Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Oh my god, I loved that.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
I loved that. That was so good. All right, there was so there's the music box I think I can screw around with and get the key now that I know. Then there's this one more door over here.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
Oh, this just takes me back to the okay. Oh, it's still broken, the where the killer fell. So did that actually happen then? Hmm. It's so dark. And I already messed around with the music box. I just didn't keep spinning it. Mom didn't want me messing around with the music box because she didn't want me coming down here and playing pool. Sven and the table saw.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages.
Turn up the brightness like 2 notches. It just gave it like a weird blue hue.
I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
Yeah, there's so many like secret hidden passages in this house.
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could. If there's a pattern
Bunker.
in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Huh. So the curse is everybody dies very quickly. I mean, some of these people had. Or I guess they have unfortunate deaths.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that
1968.
first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week.
What happened?
But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything.
Every day, same thing. 1976? What?
Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal.
What's going on outside?
It's friendly. And then one day, everything just
2005.
stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting.
Whatever that thing
Or
was.
maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting.
Are we going outside?
I have to leave. Well, I still can.
Not that way. Can't see a damn thing. Oh, here we go. I'm wondering if this is
I
some
know
kind
it's out
of
there somewhere.
post-apocalyptic.
Whatever killed Barbara and Molly and Calvin. Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it especially the food.
Hmm.
I don't mind if I only have a year left. Or a month. Or a single week. I'd be happy with one more day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
What the fuck? Okay.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
Wow, that's so wild. He was just... Oh, is he the mole man that's been living under the house? That's crazy. That's wild. Okay, can we go out the same way?
I'm sure my mom
Yes.
was trying to protect me. Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't
For
want
real.
to make the same mistakes she made. Trying to bury something that's still alive.
Don't get hit by a
Now that
train.
There's only one of us left. Or maybe 2. I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself. And found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
Poor Walter just got hit by a train. First day out. After... After spending 30 years in a hole.
I don't know if I should even be writing this.
So what was he... I'm curious as to what he was afraid of. Like what the rumbling was. Because the rest of the family was upstairs living in the house.
Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family.
I wonder who she's writing to.
And the history you're a part of.
Island with a red blinking light. Calling attention to itself.
Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now.
I am pretty lost.
I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
Maybe the rumble was his way of imagining the family curse or something. Mental illness due to being down there. That's a good point. It's yeah, you're probably right. Now that I think about it, it's probably not a literal... It wasn't like a thing that was happening literally.
And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible.
We're back at the house. What's over here?
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it.
I
What
love...
kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
I love how the text like disappears when you walk into it.
It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but
Oh, there's a cemetery.
the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one.
Oh, this is the pets. Okay.
3 of the gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault.
Oh no. Burpy, Derpy, and Derpy Jr. Chirpy, Furpy, Lurpy, and Zerpy. More games need floating text or subtitles rather than a black bar. It's so cool. Yeah, I love it. It's one of my favorite things about the art direction in this. And where the text is placed, like, is a good way to lead the player to the next
Sven
spot.
built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
Sven, Walter, little Calvin. This is depressing.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away. She could see it poking out of the water at low tide.
What is that over there? Oh, let's take a look.
Edie said she dreamed about the
Oh, it's
old
the house.
every night.
Interesting. Is that it? Hold on. Yeah. All right, back to the house.
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better.
Nobody in this family really lived that long.
She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us. There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself.
It's good level design. Like when I was walking up the one way, you miss a couple things, but it makes sure you see those things on the way back. Like a few of the tombstones, and then this path up here.
But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Oh no! Don't fall. Oh, there's a ladder over there.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common.
Locked. Nope.
They were both pretty intense.
All right, this is one
Instead
of the
hiding
other.
from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
One of the other closed rooms. Sam was a war guy. He was a vet, a Marine.
Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
All Alright, that might be the way to go. Yeah, let's not go that way yet. All these passageways and stuff. Oh, he has the best room for sure. The big ass skylight. Yeah, mirror selfie.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
What?
Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? Please just take the damn picture.
Hey, language.
I like how each character's story is told in
I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit.
a slightly different
Okay,
way.
got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. The camera's older than you are.
I like this. You know
right,
that
Dad,
it.
it's starting to clear up. Still freezing though. Aw.
You know that the picture's good when it stops. When it clears up. All right, what do I actually have to take a picture of? Oh, no.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
Oh, I hear some sounds. What the hell does it want me to... Or does it matter and I can just take pictures of anything? No. It definitely wants me to take a picture of something specific. But it's kind of hard to see when it blurs everything. What do you want, game? Are you kidding me? See, I want to get a wider view of the entire area to see if anything stands out. There we go. But it blurs.
Picture of you.
I definitely won't be moving.
Are you done yet?
Hey!
That's a keeper.
Oop. A little more gas in the tank, I guess. I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Don. You'll need to remember this stuff if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years. Dawn, don't you think you could find something more interesting to photograph?
Let's see, something more
Last time I
interesting.
was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip. Your grandpa Sven taught us how to fish, how to build a fire.
There's a lot of interesting
Found
stuff.
an old logging trail. There were deer everywhere. I bet if I could remember where that trail was, we'd spot a buck for you in no time. Give me a minute to check the map.
Let's see again. What do you want me to? Oh,
Good eyes, Dawn. Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of it.
where? Where is she? There she
Dad,
is.
I...
Just breathe. Turn off your imagination. Focus on your target. Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Ah,
Dawn, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to
Okay,
survive,
good.
you'll need to be strong. Great shot, Dawn.
nice action shot.
I'm proud of you, Dawn. Always remember that, okay?
Oh, it's on a timer.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally
so-
normal, Dawn. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about.
Oh! Okay.
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
Jesus. It was so nice and peaceful and tranquil until that.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Gregory. Oh, he was only a baby. Ah.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Time's over, Gregory. It's time to... Hold on, sweetie.
Is he gonna?
Hello?
Is he gonna drown in the tub? Is the?
Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw. What his world was like. He reminded me so much of Calvin. lost in his imagination.
Why would you leave a baby, a 1-year-old, unattended in the bath?
Whatever it was he saw.
Why?
It sure made him happy.
Nice.
I know how silly it sounds. But I worried about a baby being too happy. But I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it.
Oh no.
Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
I wish he could have told us about the world he saw. There's so much I don't understand about Gregory. About everything. But I know what happened wasn't your fault.
Yeah, well, yes it was. She left the baby unattended in the bath.
I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too.
Oh my god.
Okay. Love, Sam.
Oh, it was a divorce contract. Oh, that's so awful.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet
Poem for Gus.
A
1969
poem
to
for Gus.
1982.
Who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard.
Horrifying and portrayed in the most wholesome way. Yeah. Like through the imagination of the kid. It's
My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that I
now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
fly the kite into the... over here. Hey.
When the time for photos came,
That was
I ordered
cool.
him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger. The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
So I guess I just have to find more text. Oh, there we go.
The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder."
So cool. I wish that... Oh, nice. Okay, this part's not nice.
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
Yikes.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Huh. So we still have to find Edie. And a few others, but... Damn, man. Makes me sad. Just a bunch of kids dying.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died.
Nope, 2022.
At the time, it was as far away as she could get. She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Sanjay. Fly to India.
Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died.
Yeah, this is what you should be doing when you're pregnant. Oh, there's this kite. Oh yeah, I guess it was attached to the poem. Hold on, I feel like I missed something up there. Is Dawn still alive? Nope. 2016. So she might have a thing up there. She probably died in like a plane crash or something on the way to India. That's my prediction. Is that really everything up here? Guess it was. Oh, here we go.
My
I
mom
missed
moved
something.
to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Lewis was born a year later.
Let's take a look at this family tree. So I guess Milton was never found because it shows 1992 to 2003. And Lewis, I'm guessing, is our main character's brother. Yeah, there's me, Edith, and then Milton and Lewis are the brothers.
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go.
It's Dawn. Oh, we're in the wacky part of the house.
I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back.
Lewis and Milton.
and to see kids in the house again. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that.
Yeah, the house had to get bigger, so they just like stacked on top of it.
And for a while, things were good. Almost normal. But it didn't last.
Homeschooled.
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
This looks safe. Okay. Oh, here we go. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, she blocked off all the rooms. Right.
I think Edie was happy to finally have another painter in the family.
This looks familiar. This reminds me, there's another game. I forget what it was called, where you like throw splotches of paint. This kind of reminds me of that. This painting. Unfinished Swan, exactly. That's the one. Yes, thank you.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
I saw the door painting downstairs. Oh, is that it for Milton?
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
So is he dead? Or I guess he's still just missing. And it's marked as 2003. Yeah, there's no year of death on his thing. The devs also made that. The frog painting is a direct reference to the game. Oh, okay, that explains it. That explains it. I was like, that frog looks...
Mom spent months searching for my brother.
Looks exactly like something out of that game. Okay, that's Milton. Is this the top of the house? Hold on, let me go back up. No, there's still that over there. Okay. Okay, I see the steps. I see the steps. Could only see them on the way back.
Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Huh. Yeah, see, you can only see it on the way back. As soon as you walk through this door, why would you think to look over here? I like that. That's good level design.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself.
So that way you don't accidentally come up here first before exploring the Milton part of the house.
After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
Lewis.
Everyone always told me to stay out of Lewis's room. Except Lewis.
Legalize marijuana. So disconnected from the rest of the house. He's just living in a boat on top of the house. He has to like travel to get to the main part of the house to see the rest of his family. Got a hookah.
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Got the dual monitor set up. Let's take a look at his battle station. Total gamer. Got the gaming keyboard with the WASD keys, different color. It's a weed pipe. Lewis Finch locker contents.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist,
Gamer
I can
alert.
understand
What's
your
up, Yosh?
desire for an explanation.
How you
As I
doing?
see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life.
Oh, we're moving fish. We got a fish moving job.
He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior.
What a fun job.
His mind began to wander.
Oh, okay.
I asked him to describe it.
Oh, I have to play the game while also
He
doing
said
my
he
job.
started small,
This is awkward.
imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads. And things that have not names.
This is so awkward. I'm trying to focus on the top-down game
He
thing,
knew
and
it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself.
there we go. Getting somewhere.
But he found something more.
Nice.
I worried about him then,
Little dungeon crawler.
daydreaming at the cannery.
Yeah, I'm using the left stick to
I
play the
spoke with his
game,
boss,
and the right stick
but
to...
he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused.
and the right stick to do the fish.
Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at
It's
first.
getting bigger, too. I'm seeing less and less of the real world.
He told me he'd made a new friend.
I've got a dog companion.
On the edge of a city he named Lewis Toby. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play.
I see what it's doing here. I don't know if this is intentional or not, but the more I'm playing this part, the more I feel like Lewis did in this job, where the fish part is just becoming kind of like going through the motions. I'm not even thinking about it while I'm focusing on the actual, like, on his imagination, the video game.
He talked about starting a band.
Because I don't even, like, really have to look or think about the fish part. I can just do it. I don't know if that was intentional, but...
His imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won.
You would have loved Family Guy TikTok edits. He seems like the guy. Type of guy.
His mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville.
Huh.
St. Louis.
I have an idea of how he's gonna die.
He started drifting away from our reality.
My prediction is he's gonna, like, lose his arm. He's gonna get chopped up or something. Because he's not paying attention to what he's doing.
Minneapolis.
Minneapolis.
One day he forgot to go home from the cannery.
He forgot
Even as his mother
to
pleaded
go
with
home.
him, part of Lewis kept sailing on.
Wow, he's just not hearing anything. Yeah, more of the screen is covered up now.
He heard rumors of a
Beautiful prince or handsome queen?
handsome queen. The queen was on her own quest for
Sinister serpents.
sinister serpents. He followed the sound of her.
The sound of her electric guitar. Let's go.
Electric sitar.
Sitar, okay. Totally misread that.
His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound.
Now we can't see the chopping at all. But we know the motion.
It was all in his imagination. But he was so proud of having created it.
Nice.
In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
I bet out of context, like somebody coming into the stream right now not knowing this game and only seeing this would probably be like, what the fuck?
For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming.
Like, what's with the fish?
And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
Now, how does he die?
He began to forget the world we know. I think it pains
What's up,
him
Lara?
to
What the
remember
fuck? What's
Louis,
with the fish?
Hannah Ward.
How you doing, Lara? Good seeing you.
He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
He's not even, he's just going through the motions now. He's not even touching the fish.
I still thought I could save him.
Oh no.
Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions.
Oh no. We're building up to it. However he dies, we're building up to it.
Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on inviting him. His queen waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do. Bend down his head.
Yup. Yeah, this Yup, this is how we put crowns on.
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
Damn.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
I knew it would have something to do with the fish chopping thing. Kind of consoles does he have?
Louis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
A Wonderland Turbo. Hell yeah. TV's too high. TV's way too high. God damn.
On the way back from Louis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left.
Is this my room? Or Mom's
My
room?
mom ended up leaving everything behind.
Mom's room.
What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner.
Oh, nope, it's my room.
But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
Yeah, I'm curious. Also, I missed somebody. I missed, Grandma, Edie. And I guess Dawn also. Maybe we'll find out both here in this last bit.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Here's Lies of
Edith,
P and
you're
Parlow. Saturday's epic. Hell yeah. Sounds good. I'm dying to play Lies of P. I've only been hearing good things about it. How are you liking it?
the power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance.
Oh shit, here we go.
He had a key to it.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning, okay?
History of the Finches.
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out.
Oh.
It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God,
Seriously?
It smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around.
The house has a red light, so hopefully we'll be able to see that through through the fog. Plays very familiarly. It's got Souls so embedded into its formula, it's practically indistinguishable from a FromSoft Souls game. Aside from a few things. But man, I'm in love with the atmosphere and the whole Pinocchio thing and all. It works. I've had people tell me that it's the most Souls-like game.
I started seeing things.
If I end up getting like really far ahead on my list by the end of the year, I think I'm gonna throw that game on.
Forgotten had ever existed.
Or maybe I'll just play it off stream myself.
But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me.
The fact that an indie dev made this and with no history of games of this caliber is astonishing. Lies of P
Maybe
is
I came back to them.
their first game. That's impressive.
Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it. Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again.
Aw.
The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone.
Aw. Damn.
After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best
An
of it.
MMO and some other game no one's ever heard about. Oh, nice. I
A
can.
few years went by.
Dude, the art direction in this is so
My mom didn't like to talk about it,
damn good.
but she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly.
Aw.
She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this.
Oh, she's talking about her
If we
unborn.
lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things.
Her
But as
unborn
it is,
child.
I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is.
Oh, am I in the womb?
This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you. And tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Oh, and she was buried there too. That was good. That was really I okay, I interpret this as a story about, like, it's tragic. You know, it's about this family where everybody dies. Everything ends. Where everybody dies, some people, you know, tragically or sooner than they should. But like with that last line, I guess it's just a story about, you know, being grateful for the time that we do have. I guess that's it. Edith dies during childbirth. Yeah, that's what I got too. And she wrote that journal pretty much saying, if you're reading this, then, you know, things didn't go according to plan. I guess after she found out, or she knew that she wasn't gonna make it. Thanks, Johan. Oh, it's a trophy for reaching that part of the credits. Yo, Tomas, what's up, dude? How you doing? Did you get your plat? Being in the moment. Yeah, that's kind of the gist of the story that I got. Don't take life for granted, that whole kind of thing. I really like how every character's story was presented in a different way. Like Barbara and the comic book thing, taking pictures for I think it was Walter. Seeing how every character died, but like through a different lens was really well done. I really enjoyed that part of it. One task away on one of the last missions. Forgot to grab hidden diamonds before I exfilled. Do it before midnight after the ride and suit finishes. That's literally the last thing you have to do. Yeah, no, I really enjoyed this. Nice quick jaunt. I do want to play The Unfinished Swan, which I guess was another game from this dev. It's something that's been on my radar for years. Literally the last thing you have to do. That's funny. What are the trophies for this game? What do those look like? There's no plat. Look in all peepholes and telescopes long enough to hear Edith's commentary. Take both paths to the house. Catch 2 rabbits with only 2 swoops. Oh, I could have gotten all of these if I looked at this, if I looked at this trophy list. I might go back for another run through and get this 100%. Only 9 trophies. The replay a story option is now available. Select Edith to play from the beginning. Oh, I missed Edie. Unless that unlocked when I finished the game. Cool. I guess I can replay a story in order to get those specific trophies. It's fine because at least I'll play as Raiden for a mission. I was so mad to find out I had to develop it. Thought it would just unlock. That's everything though. Even like the stuff you get with the DLCs, like the Eva outfit and all that stuff, you still have to develop. Development for Raiden suit is over 2 hours, so I'll play other stuff, come back to it for the plat later. Gotcha. Alright, it's time for